Good morning, my dear students. Today we are continuing with our chapter 1 in DP. What is democracy? Why democracy? Students, in our previous lecture, we were studying about the features of democracy with the help of different case studies. From those examples or case studies, we will conclude the definition of democracy. A democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Now, students, from the examples of Pakistan, China, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Estonia, Fiji, and Zimbabwe, we worked out 4 features of democracy as a form of government. Accordingly, democracy is a form of government in which, first, rulers elected by the people take all the major decisions. Now, students, in our democratic government, all major decisions were taken by the rulers, those who were elected by the people. Behalf of people, these representative takes all major decisions. But there was an example of from Pakistan where people may have elected they are representatives, but they are not really the rulers. They cannot take the final decisions. The power to take final decisions rests in the hand of the General Parvez Musharraf. So now, student, this happen in many dictatorships and monarchies. They formally have an elected parliament and government, but the real power is with those who are not elected. Now, second, elections offer up choice and fair opportunity to the people to change the current rulers. Now, students, this add a second feature to our understanding of democracy. Holding elections of any kind is not sufficient. The elections must offer a real choice between political alternatives, and it should be possible for people to use this choice to remove the existing rulers if they wish so. So, a democracy must be based on a free and fair election where those currently in power have fair chance of losing. Now, third, this choice and opportunity is available to all the people on an equal basis. Now, students, democracy is based on a fundamental principle of political equality. That gives us the third feature of democracy. In a democracy, each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. Now, last, the exercise of this choice leads to a government limited by basic rules of the constitution and the citizens' right. Now, there are some conditions that apply to the way a government is run after the elections. A democratic government cannot do whatever it's like. It has to respect some basic rules. In particular, it has to respect some guarantees to the minorities or the people. Every major decision has to go through a series of consultations. Every office bearer has certain rights and responsibility assigned by the constitution and the law. Each of these is accountable not only to the people but also to other independent officers. This aspect gives us the fourth and final feature of democracy. A democratic government rules within limits set by constitutional law and citizens' right. Now, students, we are studying about the merit of democracy. That means argument for democracy or advantages of democracy. Now, first, a democratic government is a better government because it is more accountable form of government. Now, student, democracy is better than any other form of government because it responding to the needs of the people. A non-democratic government may and can respond to the people needs, but it all depends on the wishes of the people who rule. If the ruler don't want to, they don't have to act according to the wishes of the people. A democracy requires that the rulers have to attend to the needs of the people. Now, second, democracy improves the quality of decisions making. Now in democracy, democracy is based on consultation and discussion. A democratic decision always involves many person discussions and meetings. When a number of people put their heads together, they are able to point out possible mistakes in any decision. This takes time, but there is a big advantage in taking time over important decision. This reduces the chances of rash or irresponsible decision. Now third, democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Now, students, in any society, people are bound to have differences of opinion and interest because people belong to different reasons, speak different languages, practices different religion, and have different caste. The preferences of one group can clash with those of the other groups. So, democracy provides the only peaceful solution to this problem. In democracy, no one is a permanent winner. No one is a permanent loser. Different groups can live with one another peacefully. Now, democracy is better than other form of government because it allows us to correct its own mistakes. There is no guarantee that mistakes cannot be made in democracy. No form of government can guarantee that. The advantage in a democracy is that such mistakes cannot be hidden for long. There is a space for public discussion on these mistakes and there is a room for correction. Either the rulers have to change their decisions or the ruler can be changed. This cannot happen in a non-democratic government. Now last, democracy enhances the dignity of citizen. As we discussed above, democracy is based on a principle of political equality, on recognizing that the poorest and the least educated has the same status as the rich and the educated. People are not subjects of a ruler. They are the rulers themselves. Even when they make mistakes, they are responsible for their conduct. So now, democracy cannot get us everything and is not the solution to all problems. It offers better chances to offer good decisions. It is likely to respect people's own wishes and allow different kind of people to live together. Even when it fails to do some of these things, it allows a way of correcting its mistake and offer more dignity to all citizens. That is why democracy is considered the best form of government. Now, arguments against the democracy. Now, demerits of democracy or disadvantages of democracy. Now, first, elected leaders do not know the best interest of people, so it leads to bad decisions. Now, students, leader, those who are elected, they do not know about the interest of the people, and sometimes they are taking a bad decisions or not in the favor of people. Second, it based on electoral competition, so it's led to corruptions. Democracy is based on electoral competitions. Leaders used dirty tricks for won the elections. This led to corruptions. Third, ordinary people do not know what is good for them, so they are unable to decide what is good or bad. Now, ordinary people do not know what is good for them, so they are unable to decide who is good and who is bad representative for them, so they were elected these peoples. Now, fourth, in democracy, leaders keep changing, so it's lacks instability. In democracy, leaders changing time to time, so we can say that it's lacked instability because leaders were not stable for a long time. Now, fifth, it's all about the political competition and power play. Those who won were in a power. Those who were in power, they won the election and becomes representative. This is a political competition. Powerful won the election. Many people have to consult in democracy that leads to delay. In democracy, people were elected representative and these representative form a government. So in that, so many government in so that in government so many peoples were consulted with the each other on a different topics. So that leads a delay in the decisions in a democracy. Thank you, students.